Greetings Earthlings and welcome to another video. My name's Axel.
I'm Sean.
And tonight we are here at an event that we've wanted to do since last year. It's Newsham Scream Park, located in Newsham Hospital. Once an orphanage, once an asylum, and now home to Newsham Scream Park. I can't wait for this event. There is 4 mazes altogether. Are you excited, Sean?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit like Fort Amherst, but it remains to be seen. I've got high hopes for this going in. What about you, Axel?
Exactly the same. I've been looking at it online for a while. You said it's going to be like Fort Amherst, but it is 4 separate mazes. However, some of them are site-specific. I do know that much, but I haven't looked too much into it. I want it all to be a surprise. So with that said, come with us for a night at Newsham Scream Park.
Located in the famously haunted Newsham Hospital, Newsham Scream Park is home to 4 unique tales of horror. The Priesthood, a sensory-deprived journey through the diabolic church. The Mortuary, the search for a lost urban explorer through a vampire-infested morgue. Humanimal, a subterranean vault of human-animal hybrids. Under the bed, face your childhood fears as all the things you imagine are real. This award-winning attraction is in its 2nd year with advanced changes and new ideas. We experience all 4 mazes for the first time.
Alright, I don't know if you can hear me, but the first maze we've chosen to go in is the Priesthood. Let's go towards the entrance, shall we? And check
So we have just come out of the Priesthood.
And it makes perfectly sense because it's one of those hood on your head, so bag on your head experiences. And for a bag on a head experience, it's actually really well done. I normally don't like them because, you know, once you've done one, you've done them all, and the kind of thing. And There's not really much more that they can do. They did say that they're not going to touch her. However, I was touched quite a bit.
So they might not touch them.
Yeah, they definitely was touching my hand, touching my shoulder, tapping me on the top of the head.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was really well done, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the way they kept like putting stuff on our legs as well.
Yeah.
And like the way you were walking through, like the floor kept changing, like the way
Yeah, it got wet at one point.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Like that's the best sensory deprivation maze I've been in, I think.
And obviously with the building, I don't know this building, how it looks normally inside, but the space that we was in, it felt so open.
Yeah.
You was really claustrophobic, you know, holding on to that rope,
the
bag on the head. So you didn't know what was coming next, which really added to it. But I absolutely loved that maze. It was really well done. The first scene, the opening scene, that actor in there was really good. He explained the story good to us. There was that effect behind us of the knocking on the door. Really well done. And you go into that little space.
Yeah.
And you know, it felt like it was going on for ages. Which I love. The longer the mazes, the better. There is only 4 here, so obviously I want them to be quite a good length. Yeah. Really good length. Good story. It doesn't need to be too over the top because it is a bag on your head. But I don't know how many actors are in there. There don't need to be many because they can play with you.
Could have just been 3. You'd never know.
But you'd never know because there's whispering in your ears, tapping you, touching you, touching your legs, etc.
Yeah.
It was really well done for a hooded maze. I'm glad we started off with that one. Anything you want to add?
No. On to the next one.
On to the next one.
Oh my god. Hello.
Whoa! Alright, so from the Priesthood straight onto the Mortuary.
What was that one called?
Mortuary. Back in our spot, it looks like we're filming all these at the same time, but you notice the light's getting darker.
Yeah.
Just because this is the quietest spot in the place.
Yeah.
It's all located in like the main foyer area.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
Yeah.
So obviously we just keep coming over it.
Like live music and a lot of people around, so we have to find a quiet spot. So what did you think of the mortuary?
The mortuary is set in the real section where the mortuary used to be, which I think is great because obviously it's a bit of a history. I love this building itself. I've always wanted to come into a paranormal investigation. We're here for its spooky thing, and we're in the actual mortuary going around.
Yeah.
Like in a mortuary themed maze. I did like the addition or the story of vampires. I always love a good vampire maze.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Yeah, and obviously they give you a glow stick, so you all got to put your hands on the backs of each other.
It's very American style.
Yeah,
Halloween Horror Nights, where you have your hands on your shoulder and it's like a conga line of fear.
yeah. You get given a glow stick, one at the front, one at the back, and you head through the mortuary. Someone's gone in to set some lights up and they've not come back, so you're in search for them, basically.
Yeah.
Story was all right. The bits of sets that I could see was good. Knowing the location where you was added to it. However, for me, I just feel like the maze was a little bit short. But that can't take away from the actors. The actors in there did a fantastic
did a
job.
really good job.
The characterization was great. The vampires didn't speak, but they worked the crowd well.
Yeah.
And there was a really good area where you go like over a bridge.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't see much because there's a bit of ambient lighting and some smoke. But for what they did with the space, I think it was an effective maze. Short but sweet, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not too scary, but no.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything. I think the only thing else I would say is I like the fact that there was props in there that you weren't sure were actors. So when you're looking at them, it's a bit sleight of hand and they jump out and scare you themselves.
Yeah.
But I think that's everything we've got to say on that maze. So a unique selling point of Newsham Scare Park is that you can go around the mazes as many times as you want. In the wristbands it says 6:30 till 7:30 p.m. entry. That means that when you are in the park, you can enter the mazes as many times as you want through that time period. So it's in your benefit to get here as early as possible because the queues aren't as big and you can get through more mazes quicker.
And I absolutely love that. An hour and a half to experience the 4 mazes as many times as you can. That's great.
I think we can, now we know that, the challenge is how many times can we get through them?
We'll let you know at the end. Next up is what I think is a premier attraction here at Newsham Scare Park. Under the bed. All right, under the bed. The premier attraction at Newsham Scream Park.
Is it?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the one that takes you around the building the most.
It does, yeah. What
That
I
is-
love is the set going in and out of different rooms.
Yeah.
It wasn't one long trail. You'd go upstairs in one room, round out,
Yeah.
upstairs in one room, round out, and each room was themed to a different monster that could be under your bed or a different nightmare kind of thing. And what, I think it's a great concept, a great idea.
Yeah.
I've never seen another maze like that before. And I think it's a great foundation to build upon of because I wasn't so scared. I just found myself more looking at the set, looking at the rooms, looking at the building, looking at the characters, and the costumes are great. Don't get me wrong. And again, the actors are good. I just think that the
execution.
the maze didn't give me enough.
I think the problem was the execution. I think that they guided you around really well, but I think that what they needed was better scares.
Yeah.
I think there needed to be specific points where they're going to get you. And don't get me wrong, there were some scary moments in there.
Yeah.
But I think that the biggest problem they had was they didn't take advantage of trapping you in a room, for example.
100%. Yeah. And those rooms, it was a bit too open. Like you could see where you were just going round. There wasn't anything else that was going to happen apart from focusing on the character that was centered in the middle.
Yeah.
And you are going through. It was like going through different dreams almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And
Different nightmares.
yeah, I agree with you 100%. I just think that they could have done more with
100%.
that maze. Doesn't call for jump scares, really.
No.
It really calls for
Trapping.
intensity. It calls for creepiness and trapping people in, and that kind of following you kind of thing.
Yeah, that maze could be 20 minutes long. No one would complain.
Yeah.
Spend 5 minutes in each room.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it needs.
And it could easily be done, especially with a batching system.
Yeah.
Main takeaways from that: great concept. Expected more. and just didn't quite deliver. Don't get me wrong, I love the attraction of the event. I don't
Great to
really
get-
want to say anything
yeah.
bad about it.
No,
but,
no.
you know, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
And just the execution wasn't there.
The actors were great.
Favouring it.
The actors were great.
Yeah, of course.
The set was great.
Yeah.
Everything was great. I just think that they missed a few tricks
Yeah.
that would have made it a lot better. Yeah.
I love the hidden details, all the writing on the wall. That was
Yeah.
The sets, as I say, was great. And going under the bed yourself at the beginning, I thought was just perfect.
Yeah.
But from there, it just didn't quite deliver.
Yeah.
That said, on to the last one.
Oh my god.
So as we say, next up is the final maze and another unique concept here at Newsham Scream Park, Humanimal. And we've just come out of Humanimal. Starting off, I couldn't hear the actor when we went in. Like, no, that was introduced to us to the story.
Can hear
The characterization was great. She was the police person explaining to what I got was that there's a scientist downstairs in the basement that makes people into half human, half animal.
Yeah.
To conduct an experiment. And then you go in and you're in his experiment room and it's all these half humans, half animals. Characterization of the actors in there, probably the best by far. It was very disorientating.
Yeah, it was.
And I really loved the space and what they did with it. That being said, it was over before it began. When it finished, I felt like I'd just got into it.
Yeah.
The same song was still playing when we come out, which tells me it's less than 3 minute song.
Right
It wasn't
now.
going through it fast. It wasn't being rushed. I thought it was between that and Under the Bed. They're the two strongest concepts. Yeah, that one was just too short, like unacceptable short.
Yeah. And
I felt sorry for the actors.
I'll be honest, this review is right now longer than the maze was. So that's saying
It's
something.
short, but still.
That was that. The fact is that this review is going to be longer than the maze was, and that shouldn't be the case. It feels to me like with a lot of these, at least 3 of them, they're quite short. And last year they didn't do 4 separate mazes; they did one longer one.
I think so.
And I'm wondering whether that's a mistake to switch from that, because there's more variety, but there's less content.
Yeah.
And they're good mazes. They're good scare actors. There's some really good jumps in all of them, but it's just not long enough.
Yeah, it's a great location. It's great sets, great props, great actors, and amazing concepts.
Yeah.
That being said, the length of the mazes.
Amazing.
Did you like it? What's your favourite mate? All right, fair enough then. Great concepts, as I say, but it's just the length of the mazes let them down a little bit.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Fair enough.
I go these every year.
You go every year?
Every year I've been everyone. Daily Hall I've been. That was probably the best one I've been in, but too short.
Which one? The human?
One in the cup, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Too short.
Ready, go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, the people agree with us. as
Yeah,
well.
too short.
Agree. You know, I don't know the limitations of this building. The location itself is amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they're allowed to put mazes.
And a pipe did burst yesterday, so I'm wondering if that's affected one of the mazes. Maybe the one we just went in. So that could be a contributing factor as well. But you know, from what we've experienced, we can only say what we've experienced.
Yeah, I was just expecting so much more from
Yeah.
this event.
Yeah.
I didn't set me sights too high.
Yeah.
Because I've been to a lot of scare attractions. I'm a scare actor myself. I know what these things involve.
And the actors and the cast doing everything they can. And it's not a slight on them.
It's not the
at all.
actors' fault.
Like, they've done a fantastic job. And, you know, I have enjoyed myself. But if I'm comparing it to other attractions, I just think they need to think about how they can long these out a bit. Do you know what?
And
I
at
mean?
£37 a ticket, it's working out close to £9 a maze.
Yeah,
For me, that's not worth it.
yeah.
I
Right?
want to say that, but
Yeah.
final thoughts incoming. And that brings this video to an end. We've done all 4 scare mazes once, and then we did the Mortuary once again afterwards as well, as Sean asked me what one I wanted to do because we only had time for one more, and that was my choice.
Yeah.
What did you think about the event overall, Sean?
It's good, it's not great. There's a lot of room for improvement. Some of the mazes are too short. And that's the biggest critique, really. Everything else is fantastic. It's just the length of the mazes are really, really short. And it's not all of them, but it's enough. It's 3 out of 4 are really short.
Yeah.
And they could be a lot longer. To be fair, when I went through Mortuary again, I was thinking, actually, this is a bit longer. This is just about long enough.
Yeah, it was a little bit better the second time that we did go through it, actually.
Yeah.
We did hear that it was the first event last year, and this year it's the second year that they are doing it. So of course it is still new to the game. And do you know, to be honest, when you are in there with the sets and the location and the actors and the costumes, it does feel like a big budget event.
Yeah.
That said, again, it's the length of those mazes that let it down. And we did just say, I don't know the limitations of this building, but I'd prefer 2 long mazes than 4 short ones.
Yeah.
Especially with the concepts. Under the Bed and Humanimal, phenomenal concepts.
Yeah.
Mortuary is a bit more conventional in terms of you're in a mortuary and it's vampires. However, I do love that as well. And the Priesthood.
My favourite sensory deprivated maze.
Yeah.
So they like, it's not like they're doing everything wrong. I just think they need to work on longing them out a bit, dragging them out a bit, making them a bit more long, and just giving you a bit more for what you're going in for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yeah, that's it really. Like I can't think of any other critiques. It's really, really good. Like I'm not trying to knock it. It is really, really good. And the atmosphere is great. There's real party vibe, great bar, great music. Do you know what I mean? It's all in a great big tent. They've got
great
food,
location.
great location. And I just think they need to exploit that a little bit more. Have a couple more roamers. And yeah, just try and use the space in a more time effective way so that you're not going through them too quickly.
Yeah.
But that being said, that is a really, really small critique on what is actually a really fun night.
Yeah, and you do get an hour and a half to do the mazes as many times as you can.
Yeah.
And you know, for them being short, that's a perk, because you can go through them, especially if you do come at 6 o'clock. Now it is 7:30, it's the second slot, it is getting a little bit busier. I can't imagine you'd be able to go around them more than once.
Yeah.
But if you do get the 6 o'clock slot, you're probably better off, because you are able to go around, or your favourite one, at least one more time.
And if we weren't vlogging, we'd probably have time to do a little bit more as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we probably would have got 1 or 2
half an hour
more
out of the night, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's been a really good night.
Yeah, standout things to me was definitely the set. Props to all the actors and the roamers as well. Roamers was really good at working the crowd, really good at staying on it all the time, scaring people, great characterization, and I love that fire girl as well. She was a minter.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, oh, and the scarecrow. Those are the 2 standout ones for me. With that said, that brings this video to an end. If you enjoyed what you've seen, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and make sure to press that notification bell to never miss a video. I hope you're enjoying the spooky season. There's one more to come from us on our Halloween tour. I've been Axel.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Bye.